Hi, good day. Today, we'll be talking about architecture and its significance. So, what is architecture? Architecture is the art and technique of designing and building as distinguished from the skill associated with construction. The practice of architecture is employed to fulfill both practical and expressive requirements, and thus it serves both utilitarian and aesthetic ends. Architecture is defined as the method of designing and building something into usable, pleasing form. An example of architecture is the design and construction of the Sears Tower. An example of architecture is the underlying design of a computer program. The art and science of designing and erecting buildings. So these are the similar terms of architecture with their differences. So first, architecture. The art of or practice of designing and constructing buildings. Building. A structure with a roof and walls such as house, school, store, or factory. Third, construction. The building of something, typically a large structure. Fourth, engineering is the use of science and math design or make things. And last, planning is deciding in advance what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and who should do it. So next, we'll be talking about Conway's Law. Conway's Law is an adage stating that organizations design systems that mirror their own communication structure. It is named after computer programmer Melvin Conway, who introduced the idea in 1967. His original wording was, any organization that designs a system will produce a design whose structure is a copy of the organization's communication structure, by Melvin A. Conway. How does Conway's law impact solution architecture? Conway's law is an adage stating that organizations design systems that mirror their own communication structure. Therefore, the software interface structures of a system will reflect the social boundaries of the organizations that produce it, across which communication is more difficult. So, the following are the downsides of Conway's law. First is lower performance from systems talking to each other in sequence, increased complexity, misunderstandings between teams, lack of knowledge sharing between people in different teams, new classes of bugs arising from the system interactions, code duplication, and last, increased number of things that can fail. So, thus existing organizational structure can constrain or limit the architectures of future products that might develop. To me, yes, because according to the Connors law, designing your organization is more important than designing your product. It tells you that you can change the architecture of a software if you don't change at the same time how the people on it are organized. Because if you can develop your organization structure into something more better or more, you can also produce well-developed products. If you can upgrade your organization structure with the evolving environment, your future product will deem useless. So, incidental and versus accidental complexity. So these are their differences. Incidental is anything about software that is hard but doesn't really have to be, while accidental challenges the developers and intentionally make themselves the result of trying to solve a problem. Incidental, conscious sources of poor code, while accidental is unconscious sources of poor code. So next, we will talking about modularity. Modular programming is a software design technique that emphasizes separating the functionality of a program into the independent, interchangeable modules, such that each contains everything necessary to execute only one aspect of the desired functionality. Splitting a system into units or modules that are structurally independent of one another is one way of creating flexible systems that can manage change effectively. So these are the sample of modularity. For example, most de- most desktop computers are modular because they have easy removable and upgradable parts. However, laptops are less modular because of their components are not easy to access, remove, replace, or not easy to upgrade. The primary benefit of modular approach is that each process operates independently, and if one of them fails or needs an update, it won't affect any other functions. So these are the following. The following are the advantages and disadvantages of modularity. First is the advantage. Fewer bug because each set of programming commands is shorter. Algorithm is more easily understood. Next, many programmers can be employed one on each modules. Testing can be more thorough on each of the modules. Allow serverless programs to be inserted. And the disadvantages can lead to problems with variable names because the modules are being separate. Means documentation of modules must be thorough. So that's all. Thank you.